Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are going to be talking about adding and subtracting two-step word problems. As you hopefully remember, we used the strategy cubes. It's just an acronym to help us remember to circle the key words, underline the question, box the important math clue words, and of course, evaluate and decide what operation, whether we're going to add or subtract, and then solve and show your work. So let's start off with a little model here. It says Madison is reading a book that has 232 pages in it. She read 42 pages over the weekend, then she read 30 more pages on Monday night. How many pages does Madison have left to read? So again, I'm going to go through here. We're going to circle those numbers. We're going to underline the question and we're going to box important math clue words. Now, what I heard was that she had a total of 232 pages. She read 42 and then she read 30 more. But the question actually asks, how many does she have left to read? All right. So hopefully little alarm bells are going off in your head that sound like two-step, 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 because we have three numbers here, which means we probably have to do more than just one step with this problem. I can think about this two ways. My first step can either be me putting the two numbers that she read together and subtracting from the total, or I can do two subtraction problems starting with the total in the book and then subtracting each one. I am a whole lot more comfortable adding numbers together. So I'm going to add the 42 pages she read over the weekend and the 30 pages she read on Monday night. Now I know that 2 and 0 together equals 2 ones. I know that 4 tens and 3 tens equals 7 tens. So she read a total of 72 pages, but that's not it. That's not the actual answer I want because I need to know how many pages she has left in her book. Okay? Now, the second step in my problem is I'm going to take that 232 total pages in the book and I'm going to subtract my 72. Okay? Now, another fun rhyme for us. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Numbers the same, zeros the game. Okay, so 2 ones minus 2 ones is 0 ones. Those are the same. But now I have 3 tens minus 7 tens. Now clearly 7 is larger, so I have to go next door and get 10 more. 10 more with 3 is 13. Since I just took those 10 tens away from the 100, I now have 100 left. 13 tens minus 7 tens is actually 6 tens or 60, you can see there. And 100 minus 0 hundreds is 100. So I know that Madison has 160 pages left in her book. And that is going to be my solution and my sentence. Okay, boys and girls, let's try another one. Stephen bought 2 boxes of erasers. One box had 24 erasers in it. The other box had 36 erasers in it. He then gave 18 of his erasers to his friend. How many erasers did Stephen have left? So again, coming through, looking for my numbers. Okay. I have 24, 36, 18. All of these are erasers. I'm going to underline my question and I'm going to box my math clue words. So I know that one box had 24 erasers. The other box had 36 erasers. Then he gave some of his erasers to his friend. Now, here's the thing, none of these are apparent math words. But what I do know is that he had one box, then he had another box, but he gave some away. So all of those are telling me important information. Then, of course, the question asks, how much did he actually have left? Okay, that's the most important word. Again, I see three numbers. So, a big clue there to tell me that I am going to have to do more than one step is that there are three numbers there and all of them are important. So, again, that little alarm bell should sound like this: two step, two step, two step. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put the two boxes together. Remember, the one box had 24 erasers. The other box had 36 erasers. So I'm actually going to put those together to find out how many he had before he gave them away. So if I'm putting them together, that means I have to add 4 ones plus 6 ones. Oh, I know that's a 10. Well, here's the thing. I don't have a place for that 110. So I have to take it to the next place. So now I have 110 plus two tens. Well, 110 plus two tens, that's 30. And then another three tens is 60. So I know that Stephen actually in those two boxes had 60 erasers. But I want to know how many he had left after he gave some to his friend. So my second step is going to be to take that 60 that I just found, literally just move it up here to another problem and take away the 18 that he gave. When you give something away, boys and girls, you actually have less of it. So I'm looking for a smaller number here. So my rhyme goes, more on top, no need to stop, more on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. So, is there more on top or more on the floor? Absolutely, there's more on the floor. So, I'm going to take a 10 from that 6 tens. That leaves me with 5 tens. I'm going to give that 10 to my ones place. So, I have 0 ones and I'm going to give 10 to it. That actually leaves me with 10 because 0 plus 10 is 10. So 10 minus 8 is 2. 5 tens minus 1 10 leaves me with 4 tens or 40. So I know that Stephen had 42 erasers left. Well done. One more time, boys and girls. Here we go. Mia bought a sketchbook with 125 blank pages in it. She tears out 17 blank pages for her friend to draw on. Mia draws pictures on 64 pages. How many blank pages does she have left? So hopefully by now you realize those little alarm bells you're hearing sound like this. Two step, two step, two step. Okay. So following our steps, we're going to circle those math numbers. We are going to underline the question. We're going to box our math clue words, okay? So it says Mia bought a sketchbook with 124 blank pages. She tears out 17. She draws on 64. How many does she have left? Now again, with the exception of this word right here, none of those are large, really blaringly obvious math clue words, but they do tell me something. If she tears something out, I know that she's going to have less of it. Okay. And if she is drawing on blank pages, then they're no longer going to be blank. So again, she should have less of them. Now, again, I am more comfortable with addition. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to put these two numbers together in my first step. I'm going to put my 17 with my 64. Okay. And I'm going to do that because they are no longer blank pages. They've either been taken out or they've been drawn on. And remember, my question asks how many blank pages are left. So I know that 7 and 3 make a 10, but I actually have 7 and 4. So 7 plus 4 more equals 11. Now, again, I can only put one digit in the ones place. I'm going to put my 1 from the 11, and I'm going to take the other 1, which is actually a 10, up to the tens place. So I have 10, another 10 equals 20, and then 60 more. 6 tens is 60. So 60 more with 20 is 80. So that means that Mia has actually lost 81 pages in her book, but that's not my question. Remember, I want to know how many she has left of the total she started with. Okay, so I'm going to take that initial total of 125 pages in her sketchbook, and I'm going to take away my 81. Okay, so remember my fun little rhyme to help me remember how to subtract. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Numbers the same, zeros the game. So, is 5 ones more than 1 1? Yes, yes, it is. So, 5 minus 1 is 4. Coming over here to the tens place, I have 2 tens minus 8 tens. More on top, no need to stop. More on the floor, go next door and get 10 more. Numbers the same, zeros the game. So, is my 2 tens more than my 8 tens, or is my 8 tens more than my 2? Very good. My 8 is more. That means I have to go next door and get 10 tens from this 100. Well, I only have 100, so that means that 100 is now 0 hundreds. But I'm going to give those 10 tens to my 2 tens. So what is 2 tens plus 10 tens? That would leave me with 12 tens. Now 12 is more than 8. So 12 minus 8 is 40. Excuse me, 120 tens minus 8 tens is 40 tens. So I know that Mia has 44 pages left. All right, boys and girls, I hope you got something from our guided lesson here. I